Hey Stampers, Rose Coleman back with a video. Today I want to feature a brand new product from the 2018 Occasions catalog, and it is called Brusho Crystal Color. So I'm holding the box here. It has 5 different crystal colors in here, and I'm going to play with just 2 of the colors today. I have here in my hand Prussian blue, and we're going to play with the yellow. So what Brusho is, it's basically these containers that have powder inside, and the powder is like super fine, like little powder particles that are crystals, and they explode when you do things with them, like spray water on them. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to use these little powerful crystal colors. And we're going to make a card using another brand new item from the Occasions catalog called the Beautiful Day Stamp Set. Love this stamp set. It's a gorgeous line art stamp, which totally lends itself to tons of techniques. Brusho is just one of them that I'm going to be doing with this set for sure. I love the greetings, always thinking of you. Happy birthday. May your day be as beautiful as you. Just fun, easy to use stamp set. So let's get started. Okay. So I'm just going to pull in my things that I have, my cardstock and different products to show you what we're going to be using today. So I have, my card is going to be Dapper Denim, and I've cut my cardstock 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. Just going to set that aside. I have a layer of crushed curry, which I've cut at 4 1/4 by, 4 by 5 1/4. I have a layer of vanilla for the inside of my card, and it also measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I have already embossed the butterfly onto some watercolor paper using the Whisper White embossing powder. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and stamped it with Versamark, poured the white powder on top, and heat set it. So we're ready to go with the watercolored paper. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit, just to show you a little closer so you can see the particles and what I'm going to do with the effect here. So we're going to play with Prussian blue. So when you buy these Brusho color, crystal color, you really don't want to open it, okay? Because if you do, basically it'll just explode and the powder will go everywhere and you'll have a big mess. So you don't need to open it. You just want to puncture the lid of your jar and use, I'm just using a thumbtack, and I've only put a single hole in the top of my lid. You can do 2 or 3, but you'll need to cover those up when you're going to put them away. So I'm just going to put back my thumbtack when I'm done. So I'm going to take my Prussian blue, hold it over my card, and I'm just gently going to tap the bottom of the jar. Like 3 times, maybe 4. Okay, so then I can go ahead and put that plug back in. And I'm done with that. And I'm going to do the same with the yellow. Just going to tap 3 or 4 times over top. So you can see it's just a very fine particle that's being laid down on my Whisper White watercolor paper. So I'm going to bring in my spritzer, my Stampin Spritzer that I filled with water. And I'm going to, over top of my watercolor paper, I'm going to spritz. Okay, and this is where the magic happens. When the water hits the particles, they basically explode. These little beautiful color explosions are happening right in front of me on my watercolor paper, and you can see that gorgeous butterfly coming through from the water, from the embossed image. So I'm happy with that. That is basically all I'm going to do with that. I'm just going to set it aside. If you can tell, there are some areas where the water is pooling. You can blot that with a paper towel. And do I have one here? No, I don't. Actually, I do, yes. A little piece of paper towel, like you see over here where I have a puddle. If you don't want that, you can actually just take some paper towel, come in and absorb the extra water if you want. If you just choose to leave it, it will dry beautifully. Those colors, pigments will go down into the watercolor paper, and it does look gorgeous. So I'm super happy with this butterfly. I'm going to set it aside. I'm just going to zoom out here. So I'm just going to set this aside and bring in some clean grid paper. So grid paper, I'm not sure if everybody realizes, but we sell this in the catalog. You can buy a whole pad of it. and it'll last you forever. Not forever, but a long time anyway, for all your crafting and stamping needs. So now I'm just gonna bring back my card, and I actually have one that's been dried already. What did I do with that? It's here somewhere. All right. I did a bunch of these ahead of time and I just put them in the wrong spot. Here we go. Okay, so this is one butterfly that I have, and it's already done, dried, and you can see how they all will look slightly different depending on where your little particles fall. So I'm ready to decorate my card. But before I start, I want to show you another technique. I'm just going to set these things aside, and I'm going to pull in a piece of watercolor paper that measures 1 inch by 4.5, and I have my happy birthday greeting ready to go. I'm going to stamp that with black. I would recommend using my archival black for this. My archival black is missing in my craft room. I will find it as soon as this video is over, for sure. But anyway, we're just using Memento today. So I'm just going to stamp that right down on top of my watercolor paper, like that. And I want to show you another little technique you can do with Brusho. So I have a clear block here, and I'm going to bring back my Brusho. I'm going to bring back the blue and just do a tap, a couple taps on there. And I have my Aqua painter filled with water. I'm going to squeeze that on top of my block and just make a puddle. I just probably need a couple more crystals here. Once the water starts flowing from my Aqua painter. Okay, there we go. So I have a nice little blue, Prussian blue wash going on. So I want to use that on my watercolor paper because this is going to be the greeting for my card. So I want to tie all those colors in. And I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that off. Oops. And pull in the yellow and put some yellow on there too. I'm just using my baby wipe to clean off my Aqua painter so that I don't have any blue particles. And I've spilled some on my work surface to see why the grid paper is awesome. It protects everything. You definitely want to protect your work surface with these crystals because they do fly everywhere and you can make a big mess. So I'm just going to tap a couple of yellow taps on top of there. And I'm going to bring in my Aqua painter again and make a yellow puddle. And the top part of my greeting, I'm just going to do a little bit of a wash of yellow. There we go. And I'll finish off cleaning off my Aqua painter. Put that aside. And now what I'm going to do is bring in my scissors, my snips. I want to make this into a little banner shape. So while it's drying, I can still hold it. I'm going to cut in from the center of this end here, and then in from the corners. Just like that. There. And now I get that little banner shape, so that's going to be my greeting. Just going to set that to dry for a second. And while that's drying, I'm just going to assemble the rest of my card. So I have my crushed curry layer, which I'm going to use my favorite adhesive of all time is Fast Fuse. It's super strong. It holds so well. I don't ever have to worry about anything lifting when I use Fast Fuse. And I'm going to go ahead and put my watercolor with my butterfly image on the front. I'm going to put that down on my crushed curry layer, just like that. Happy with that. Now the middle of my card with the vanilla piece, I'm going to bring in some Dapper Denim and some crushed curry ink. In the stamp set, we have this little tiny floral image right here. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to stamp on the corner. I always like to stamp the inside of my card, so just on the little corner there, I'm going to ink that up and wipe off the yellow, and then switch and add a couple of Dapper Denim flowers here, just to tie it all together really nicely. And that's that's enough, I think. I always tell my customers, you know, point out that everything coordinates. With Stampin' Up, the colors, you don't ever have to worry about things matching because Stampin' Up takes all the guesswork out of it with their designer series paper. They tell us basically which colors go together. So these, I love the yellow and the blue. And look how it goes with the Dapper Denim. It's just striking. I love it. Okay, so now I'm ready to put my card together. I think my little strip is dry. So I'm just going to bring in some dimensionals and add a couple at the back here. And peel off that wax backing. I'm just going to lay that right at the bottom of my card. I also have brought another matching thing again, Dapper Denim, our striped gauze grain ribbon. And I'm just going to tie that in a simple knot, just like that. And I'm just going to snip it short because I don't want a very big knot. Okay, and I'm going to grab a glue dot, take my bow to the glue dot, and add that right on top of my greeting, just right there. Whoops, I don't think I got the glue dot there. Let's try that again. Press it good. Yeah, there we go. And then there. So now I'm not done with this yet. I still want to add some more bling. So we have our Color Theory embellishments. These are like an ombre color, and as you can tell, mine are really loved because I'm missing all of the Berry Burst ones. Most of the yellow are gone, and I have blue, few blue left, and the green are still here. But basically the package starts dark and then it goes light. So in this card, on this card, I want to use blue. I'm going to put one blue one, and I'm going to use a yellow one. And I'll put that one over here. Now, I think my card is almost done, but I really would like to put something in the center of my butterfly just to ground the whole image. So I'm going to bring in my rhinestones, and I love, love, love using my blends markers to color solid things like rhinestones, pearls, buttons, ribbon, you name it. They're fantastic for coloring anything you want to embellish your card. So what I've went ahead and done is I've taken any blend that I use on a rough surface like these rhinestones or even the faceted gems. It will rough up your the tip of your blend. So I'm going to take what I've done is I've added some washi tape to my blend to show me that, okay, that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to designate that one for my rhinestones and also for ribbon and that kind of stuff. So and you know what, the blends are such a good price, only $6 compared to some other markers on the market are super expensive. So I think at $6 I can justify just taking one of them and having it designated for these other projects, like the rough things like I was saying. So I've just inked up 5 of these rhinestones, and I'm going to add them to the center, the body of my butterfly. I'm using a Stampin' Piercer to do that. I find it very easy to lift up the rhinestones when you use a paper piercer. So there is my final card with the rhinestones in the center and the bling. And that is my demonstration of Brusho. I hope you like my card today, and you'll come back and visit me soon. And you'll subscribe to my YouTube videos so you don't miss out on any of my other videos. Thanks so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye.